Hello! Hi guys, welcome to stream. Today I'm actually taking a break from Hades. I've been playing a lot of Hades lately. And I figured maybe today we do something a little bit different. I actually played the first case of the Great Ace Attorney about, I don't know, a month ago. I think it was even before this summer. So we're gonna jump into case 2 and see what's going on. I've missed it. So yeah, that's the plan. Alright, let's see. Continue adventure. The adventure of the unbreakable speckled bend. Okay. Let's have a look. Blah. Bra, bra.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I...
Mr. Sholmes! Oh my god.
In time, there came from the ventilator a hiss and a soft, almost growl-like sound. Suddenly, Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness. "You see it, Wilson?" he yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band. I believe this is the terrible coil to which she referred, Wilson.
Okay.
In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike.
Big snake.
It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
9th January. Alright.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed. No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery.
Locked room!
In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor.
It's in Russian.
Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle.
Or Cyrillic at least, I think.
A Russian word.
Russian! I was right! Puggers!
A Russian man, then. And the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary script. And evidently not penned by the same hand as this message.
Okay.
In fact, I deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality.
That's a weird... What the? Oh, that's cool!
Just prior to the incident, by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
He has like forensic tool gun.
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait.
So those are supposed to be Russians too? That guy has weird, like, sun marks on his face.
What? Don't be absurd. This is murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
I didn't expect a super long cinematic like this, not gonna lie.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Who are you, and where have you come from?
Imagine he opens just another dead body.
The only one in the world. Herlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
No. Ugh, my head is throbbing. Ooh, hot. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Oh, my eyes. Ooh, I got flashbanged. Wait, were we in the thing? Wait, I can't move. I guess it was us. What the? Why am I in handcuffs? So you wake up now. Oh, right, that was a Russian. Also, I thought my audio voices. I guess you don't have a choice of language. 'Cause I thought I had it in Japanese. Oh, I guess not. Objection! I mean, to be fair, Sholmes, sorry, is English, so. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. Was he the guy with the marks on his face? No, that was the other guy, right? I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You found me then. Da, we found you. And now you pay, criminal. Ooh. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe? My accent just becomes French for no reason. I'm sorry. We're just playing. He was playing hide and seek. Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is. No, I'll tell you everything. There is only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that... Yo, hi girl. Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Miss Susato? Wait, what did you just say? Take his life? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Oh my god, just look. It's just like in the first game. Oh no, he's gone! You pretend you do not know. You are a wolf in the ship's belt. You're the killer. Do not try to make excuses. What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. No! Best friend and kind of a mentor, just like in the first game, is dead. Here, in this very cabin, that was bolted shut from the inside. His body? Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. I made him immortal! And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Ooh. Answer me. Please. Very polite for someone who's asking about the reason for murder. No. No! That's a lot of O's. That's rough, buddy. That's like, man, the first two cases and he's the prime suspect in both. Kazuma, ... It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Of course not, I'll die soon. Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was going to die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Jesus Christ, well, that's just mean. Well, maybe that's why I killed you. Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friends, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that Stuart is supposed to come and clean the cabin. And I must get ready to get murdered in 2 weeks. I know it's cramped, but you'd better get in there. I think it won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it will be a breeze. So I guess we hid inside this place because someone came into the room to murder him, of course, but we had to hide inside. I wonder if we just passed out because of, like, lack of oxygen and some random shit. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Ah, stop worrying. I tell you what, why don't you write keep out or something on this piece of paper? What? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. Oh, my eyes. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. I mean, we are. Just one of them is dead. It's him and his best friend's corpse. Buggers! We'll leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. That make me more trouble for yourself. Murderer. No, I'm not a murderer. Ah, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. No. Susato-san. Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you too. Ugh, those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. Destroy me? That's crazy. To annihilate me. She's getting ready to spaghettify me. Spaghettify? That. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. Let's talk about Kazuma's death. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream. And these handcuffs, they think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When I found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. Ooh. What do you mean? It can't be that hard to figure out. There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Nani? Okay, what if he got attacked, he was gonna die, he managed to... What if he managed to run away or push the criminal away, close the door, and then died? That would be crazy, but it's possible. Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Ooh. Or do you have some other explanation? I mean, top left there is a vent. It does seem rather small though, but maybe. This is impossible. How did he die then? What did happen exactly? I'm still going to deny the charge, even despite the circumstances. I mean, 2 weeks ago I was accused of murder and I didn't do it, and everybody said I did, and I proved I wasn't, so I mean... Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me! The cause of death is still undetermined. Really? They don't know how he died? The ship's doctor examining the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So, presumably that means there was no obvious external signs of injury then. That's true, yes. Okay. What about the incident? Tell me everything! Could anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Good question. Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please. Whatever you say. You were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but... He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. Ooh. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning, he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door? I wonder. But in that case, why would he be... Does he just sleep at night inside of the wardrobe? That makes no sense. They don't have to... Once the door is locked, they don't have to hide. I knocked, but there was no reply. Unless it was like last night. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. Ah. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside... No! There were Kazuma-sama collapsed on the floor. My best buddy! And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. Had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me. Now I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, alright. My head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. Stowaway! Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? Ah, Naruhodo. I forgot it was called Naruhodo. You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes, I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? No, that would have been impossible, obviously. She's confused. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you. But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? Oh, the music though. It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I, that you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that, of my life even. I never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Ooh. So I guess we're in the same school, just studying different curriculum, different things. What were we studying originally? Do we know? No. Alright, fine. That's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on the personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then... then what? Nothing. Forget it. Ah, of course! At least he didn't say, I'll tell you later. Huh? Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you. Yes, maybe. something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Susato-san, I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on the ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association. That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact. Last night. I really like her kimono, it's so pretty. If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Oh my god, you piece of shit. Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. And then I got myself into the wardrobe over there. Just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep. Well, yes. So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed. Well, yes. Okay, what if the food that Kazuma-sama had was laced with sleeping medicine? But because the food was meant for us, we ate it, fell asleep, and when the killer arrived, he was surprised to find Kazuma-sama alive, and that's why there's signs of a struggle. Ah, smarty pants time. I know it sounds unbelievable, really, I do. It's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really. Is something wrong? Oh, no, it's... Please forget it. Sato-san, you have to believe me, I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there is no one else who could possibly have done this. Ugh. Ugh! He says. Ugh! Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. Oh shit, what? You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here. And I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around? My hands tied while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? Investigate. I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life. And how and why they did it. Oh. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Yeah! Oh, we got bamboozled. Damn, she wrecked us. What the? That was a Susato takedown. I like how this is clearly not from our point of view because we're too high. We're not on the floor. Is that what? What martial art form is that? I'm going to need you to prove it. Sorry, prove it? Yes, your innocence. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to? I've forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago. You successfully defended yourself in the court of law. I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. Oh, that makes sense. Because the paper seal was still on. Which means that we could have gone inside the wardrobe and put the paper seal on top ourselves. Keep out. Isn't anything interesting on it? You can see the remnant of the glue we used to stick this over the wardrobe doors. Although it wasn't proper glue, of course, we didn't have any of that with us. I pulverized some rice into a paste to use instead. But to a stowaway like me, every single grain of rice represents precious rations. rations, and so I sprayed as thinly as possibly could. I couldn't bear to waste any. This is the paper seal I wrote for the wardrobe. I remember really working hard to make it. I'll never forget how Kazuma reacted. Do you expect the Russian crew to be able to read that? He said. Still, I was sure people would get the idea, even though they couldn't read it. So we used it anyway. And it worked. I don't know if the crew thought it was creepy or what, but no one opened the doors. Alright. Anyway, let's present this.
Yes!
Yes! Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Of course! The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Exactly! That's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor. I mean, that's your fault I'm on the floor. I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? Hell yeah, brother! Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here at least. Thank you! You finally believe me? I'm sorry. No. Oof. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you use some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. Yo, Kiwi! Chill! What's up? What's going on there? Why are you crying? Get over here. Come on. There it is. What does she think I am? A magician? For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death! Alright, converse. Let's examine. There's a guy over there. This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. London Diary. Poor Kazuma, he didn't even make it to his destination. It looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means, what? He was in the middle of writing it where the incident happened. Let's see what it says. It could be a valuable clue. Hi-ya! That's out of the question. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it. Okay. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Guess not. Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard. You? Are you, Naruhodo-san? I'm sure you're careful to look around using blah, aren't you? Let's investigate all corners of this cabin. Okay, I was trying to use buttons to go further on the left, but I couldn't figure it out. Now I know. Let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. That's kind of a smart way to do that. Let me check this up there. I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Yes, it would appear to. You're right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the sea is rough. Or something like that. I suppose. Maybe that's it. Okay, interesting. What about this warning thing? These are the rules of passage for travels aboard the SS Buria. It's essentially a list of requests for the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers may not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Didn't he have a katana with him? What? Why are you staring at me? Oh. Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? Both. I can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. Oh, can I see the katana? Because that's a pretty big deal. That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying that the Japanese man's katana is his soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip. So he had an exception, okay. I suppose that showed just how important it was to him. And now he's gone. I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. Okay. Let's look at the food. That's my dinner from last night. A roast chicken. It was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Sato-san. I ate at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. But Kazuma-san didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right. He didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Oh no, does that mean... Poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly. Again, the fact he doesn't like chicken means he didn't eat the food and perhaps he didn't fall asleep. I think I'm onto something with the sleeping pills. It's just too horrible. Ugh, now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Ah, what's that? Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink. Ah man, I'm feeling so eepy, bruh. Alright, see. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Okay. Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama, no doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in these final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. What? Then what language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? What the hell? Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. Or gay, who knows? Oh, how did he... You've noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks suspicious and tall. Suspiciously tall. Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him. Am I just imagining it, or does Sato-san look almost uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expected that you've noticed already, but just in case. If you break excellent people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them. Alright then, I'll get that suspicious tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Oh, please do. Excuse me? Excuse me, do you have a moment? This is a critical point in my investigation. Well, good talk. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Greetings. Oh, shit. What exactly were you doing at Kazuma's desk just now? Hey, Kate, thanks for the lurk. Dude, I'm so tired. I'm literally falling asleep just reading everything. I see. Fascinating. Sorry? What do you see? It feels like he's looking right through me. Yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deduction have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, what? And now, as venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, well, that's true at least. But how? How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really almost elementary deduction. Hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam, for example. You have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and you now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. And where the beribund occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you concluded his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives his eyes. Okay. Just to be clear, you are talking about me. Are you? Certainly I am. Do you see another in the cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name. I don't even see one person who fits the bill. So it's true. It was you who did this, Kazuma-san. Sama, sorry. What? And you're plotting a revolution too. What? It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked. No, listen, there's no way I... Oh my god. We keep getting thrown around. Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. That's ridiculous. Sorry. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously. Oh, forgive me. And as for you... What kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. But was I not right? Was venturing toward foreign climes, you defend yourself in the most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yes, maybe. There you have it, you see. What do you make of that, hmm? Well, to be honest, the ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed. And observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles. You see, I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right. I don't think you introduced yourself. Ah, my apologies. How remiss of me. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes. Yo, Kiwi, chill! Kiwi has been struggling for like about 30 minutes. So, it's really you, the actual Sherlock Holmes? The very same, the inimitable, actual Sherlock Holmes. Do you know this man, Suzato-san? The most famous detective in the world, Naruhodo-san. Of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. What planet have I been living on then? We must ask him what he's deducted. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? Well, let's talk to him, see what happens. Converse. The Great Detective. So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I see. You're German? Sherlock, was it? No, I have no hair. I mean, I have hair. Please call me Holmes. Oh, okay. You can read all about my exploit in this exciting London publication. Oh yes, Rent's magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially. Yes, here it is, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So, you're the protagonist in the series of short stories then? Indeed, I am. And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective. Make no mistake, I'm not the poor, deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward. Backward? My trusty biographer records my greatest detective achievements and criticals them in the magazine. You have a biographer, do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London. Cinema. Okay. Dr. Wilson? I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment, I am returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see, is to me a science, logical reasoning in its purest form. A science? She's so excited. Really? The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reaction in his subjects. Ah yes, the apologist's tactic. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin. All these things are data. Right. And the trained logician makes deductions from these data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. How can he look me in the eye and claim that? So you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction and fame. That is what makes me the one and only heir. No, Sherlock Holmes. Okay. Kazuma's death, let's talk about it. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow. Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right! It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in these nows because of him. When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin door open. And I concealed myself among the numbers, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective Sherlock Holmes was on board. And the handcuff seems to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo. Ugh. The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, 2 facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh really? 2 facts, you say? Alright, let's see. 2 facts. Mr. Sholmes, tell us, please. What 2 facts were apparent to you when you came into the cabin this morning? Ah, yes. Give me a second. But first, let us be precise. The 2 facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand, but what were they? Allow me to elucidate. The 2 facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. Number 2, the victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Hold on, Mr. Shaw, what made you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. I don't know how to pronounce that word. That is the Russian word for wardrobe. Do you really think this Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian? You know what's interesting is that there's like some letters that seems to have been erased. Oh, you know what? Look at that. Like there's like some things, traces here that seems to have been like erased almost. Though there also some part like here, it looks like it's different color a little bit. So I wonder if this is relevant. What if it's just, what if it's okay, what if he had written something in Japanese, right? But that someone added on top of it to cover it up as a like Russian word instead of something, and try to erase what was not, what was an issue. Okay. Anyway. In the final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. But this young man, Russian. Kazuma was Russian, was he? Initially, I considered Garderobe, maybe the name of the killer, a certain Robert Guard, perhaps. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least. Well, you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly. Quite so. I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Why is it that I'm Russian too? I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, the outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. A school uniform is the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea. Oh my god, Suzuto, please kill me. I know she's 16, but come on. And I had no idea detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim and the message, that I might then analyze it for possible hidden details. Maybe it was just English, right? Because he would have known English. And then it was replaced by something else. Te... Apel... I feel like the last letter is the most suspicious. It looks like it's literally been... Because if you look at the thickness of the letter, it's not even the same thickness. It could have been an S. It could have been a 5. Like, it could have ended with 05. We also saw the two sailors, they had their names on themselves. Maybe it's one of those guys. I don't know. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed. Okay, yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. How do you still not know why he died? Poison? Poison? The sign of a struggle, though. You're right, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes, thank you. The photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. Let me check it out real quick. I'm curious. All right. Okay. Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all of that. Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? I don't know what that means. Certainly, if it interests you. How many times? I'm not Russian, and I don't speak Russian. Your deduction just now. Can we talk about your deduction before? The things you concluded about me, I mean. Ah, the now famously accurate troubling predicament you find yourself in. Actually, it was the oddly details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part. Ah, yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads: Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. That looks exactly like us. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Since when was Kazuma Russian? It sounds like Mr. Sholmes concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor. It was a simple act of reasoning that realized the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, villain Bolshevik. No, how could it be me? I don't look anything like this man. Just look at his face. Well, you're a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance well. That is, as a matter of fact, exactly how it works. Yo, Kumari, thanks for the pat pat. Please. And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 16th victim of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower? Crystal Tower was his Final Fantasy IV. Ah, yes. The journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The dates the man has perpetrated thus far, and those he's plotting. Yes, everything about his revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder? And what about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan? Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik has recently returned to a period of subversive activities in the war-torn region of Afghanistan. Where even is it, anyway? This Afghanistan place. Wow! Here, take the paper for yourself, as a little memento of this great deduction. Oh, thank you. I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages. I see no rubbish being nearby. Aye, time to have a look at it. And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well. Okay. Give me a second. I feel like it's the cabin boy with the weird bends on his face. It's probably that guy. I'm afraid I can't read a word of Russian. No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says. The pair of you floundering is a sorry sight. Allow me to offer some assistance. The article on the front page of this newspaper is concerned with the fearsome Russian revolutionary. It reads, revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai. Yes, you told us that before. It reveals also that those who see the man's beard with their own eyes never live to tell the tale. Oh my goodness, he is fearsome. Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright, wasn't he? The solution is obvious, of course. If he despises his beard to that degree, he need only shave it off. I'm not quite sure that's the problem, Mr. Sholmes. I think that's exactly what happened. He shaved it off. Oh shit, look at that! Pretty girl. Hello. A ballerine. This is interesting. I found something relevant, Naruhodo-san. Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting. I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. No, nor can I. But look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess. Do you think? She's very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like these too, do you? I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. Ah, I'm glad you've noticed this article. Allow me to give you a short summary of its contents. Oh, thank you. He pops up everywhere, this Mr. Sholmes. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? Wow! It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room. Wearing the diamond tiara is pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea, but I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable sum of money. Zeta-san's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves. The tiara is a property of the Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry. Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? It does seem to be the Russian thing to do. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhodo. Article at the back of the page of a Russian newspaper. The headline reads, renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. Interesting. I think that is probably everything on this. Alright. Give me a second, chat. I'm sorry, I'm getting like text I need to answer. Sorry. I'm very distracted because of IRL health stuff. You might find the article on the back page of interest as well. On the back, cast your eyes over it. Something of the interest takes you, and though you may need someone to interpret. It's all written in Russian. I kind of hope to read it. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. Okay, we just did. What you were just investigating. Are we just never gonna tell him that we're Japanese? Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? Kazuma? Ah, yes, the victim. Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all? Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. We say that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. But I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people. Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read it already? It is my business to know what other people's do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Susato takedown is. Susato-san? Aren't you going to throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Naruhoto-san. What on earth do you mean? Oh my god, really? Life is so unfair. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely this diary belonging to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to the details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy. A smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado. Nado nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. But his diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. What was all that showing off about before, then? If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. I'm much obliged. My dear madam. The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just 2 short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. A whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on. The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Grill? Ventilator grill? Grill? Grill, probably. A speckled band. A speckled band? What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before. The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to dish to jar. To the lattice there on the wall, which consists of the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin. Kazuma's diary has been entered into the court record. A diary Kazuma was keeping of his trip to London. According to the last entry made before his death, he spied what appeared to be a speckled band. Okay. So, I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being at least. Do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe, and if I'm still too long, the sickness takes hold. Oh, I suppose you're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to. Grey detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Drat! Oh, these. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter, no? There's no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. Dear me, you're clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really. So what, were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Well, anyway, that was then and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Oh my god. Now he's just being plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name. Naruhodo-san, what are you just standing there for? Huh? We must go investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can... Hiya! After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us as a clue, you're willing to give up. You're just going to roll over and accept your fate. Ugh, as if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. That's great. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip things door. Good idea! The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this, and bring the real culprit to justice. Alright. I'm gonna... Is there a way to... Yeah, guys, I'm gonna save here. I'm gonna stop here. I'm dealing with IRL stuff I need to take care of. I'm really sorry. It's on my mind and it's distracting me, so I think it's better that I just don't keep being distracted and I just do something about it. So yeah, sorry about that.